Renee Hamlin received her BA in creative writing from UC Riverside and has worked with a few literary journals, most recently 14 Hills. She works as a supplemental instructor in English at Solano Community College while working towards her MFA in poetry at San Francisco State. Everybody welcome Renee. Woo!
Thank you. So tonight I'm going to be reading from my manuscript about Medusa. And the first poem is titled Glow. Candles, wax, steady abandoned drip onto marble floor. Hot air swirls, traced with something metallic. Here, covered in pelts, but trapped in silks, she breathes in a holding pattern. Never fully complete, never quite coming down to earth. Drip, her skin no longer her own. The ceiling opens the constellations to her. The stars, gods, judges. Or maybe it's just the stars, dripping, like feathers, like venom. Descent. Curled, cradled, bound in the mouth of the cave, the very edge, the line, the invisible line between cave and world, which seems to tremble. It is bright, too bright, too bright to think or understand or be. This is how the sliding begins, against the wall and low to the ground as she goes deeper into the darkness. Counsel. In the unweaving, perhaps it is sleep, a voice more benevolent than others before, perhaps it is death, whispers, welcome to the outskirts, welcome to the cusp of the underworld. Take it from one who knows. Do not eat the seeds. Madness. No matter how deeply into her prison she flees, she cannot escape her incest companions. They take little nips at first, then sinking bites, fangs digging fierce graves in her neck, her collar, her breasts, her cheeks, anywhere they can reach. The venom is intoxicating, producing courage as quickly as it produces fear. Are her only companions trying to kill her? Are they repulsed by her weakness? Or are they monsters as she is, simply behaving as monsters do? Cusp. In the craze, her tusks almost seem to burn. At the moment her eyes meet another's, she imagines their flash of horror matches her own flash, the fury she feels welling up in her eyes. Later she regrets, wings drooping, but she hates the regret too, sinking from the torment of don't kill me, I'll kill you, don't kill me, I'll kill you, into the torment of I'm a monster, I'm a survivor, I'm a monster, I'm a survivor. She wonders if the fates themselves feel such storms. Her snakes, who are livid and snapping and vibrant and venomous in the heat of the attacks, are now docile, sweeping, curling loosely around her neck, nudging her shoulders, touching kisses to her cheeks as if to taste out the wildfires that threaten her and somehow snuff them. The art. Marble threading, spinning, twisting, tightening the flesh from the inside out, becoming the unpainted, slick smooth canvas waiting to be dripped on. Why do the heroes die so prettily? The only paint in the deep of the caves for them is water, which clings to the stalactites until it can't anymore. Those teardrops falling from the ceiling of the caverns dot the statues until they're dark with wetness. The siren. I've given up the belief that someday someone might enter here without murderous intentions. If anyone remembers who I used to be, no one cares. I suppose they wouldn't even call it murder, none of them. Only killing, hunting. Well, if it's a hunt they want. Don't hold your breath before you enter here. Take a step toward the edge. Go ahead. What? Would I lead you astray? Look into my eyes. Surely you don't trust rumors. Golden wings, tusks, hair made of snakes. Looks don't really kill. This is it. I am not Medusa. I am the Medusa.
Ooh.
Ghost. She cannot pinpoint the moment when she ceases to be Medusa and becomes the Medusa. But she can pinpoint the exact moment when she became aware of being the Medusa. She heard it on one's lips just before his companion died. Look out, it's the Medusa! They both died with their swords mid-air. They, as those who came and failed before them, took a shard of her with them, as the last fractals of their eyes turned to stone. What is hungry? In the belly of the earth, the walls are the flesh and the stalactites are ribs. There is a reason they call that part through which you enter the mouth. What is the earth to do with one who refuses to be eaten? Except she is being consumed by the twist and the strike and the fight for dominance within her, as she fights for dominance in the belly where men brave her. No, she is already eaten. The snakes and wings and tusks are proof of mastication. What remains to be seen is whether any of the rats, those soldiers, warriors, heroes, will pick at her bones. Truth. On her way to the underworld, Cassandra slips into my cave, prison, temple. She is a mere shade of herself. Can my killing eyes petrify the already dead? I don't risk it. I cover my face with my palms and turn away. She tells me she's floating, and some part of me no longer believes that she's dead. So my efforts not to meet her gaze double. She tells me she can see the future, and I doubt her name. She tells me she can see my future, and I tell her she's lying. My snakes twist around to hiss and snap at her in my defense. I feel her slip away, and in that moment, she whispers that she was sure I would be the one to understand. Even as I disbelieve these words as well, a pit inside me grows where everything is rage. This one is called Ave, and it is a found poem, an erasure of a 1977 text analyzing Caravaggio's head of Medusa. Ave. Painted shield of a Medusa, of the Medusa, first in glory of Medusa, of the Medusa, a border of gold on a dark background, pieces of leather and velvet. Why start here? Nature or natural said as much, for one must know the process of, the point of the center when itself destroys. Why the nature, truth, idea, the law of destiny of Medusa? History of the head of Medusa, a Medusa often painted. The enemies of man, the natural foes of three monsters, not far from the kingdom of the dead. Metamorphosis, beauty of Medusa. L'Animalicio, ruse. Cosmic. Pegasus. Water, water. Birth water, salt water, death water. Water with wine, water with tears. Floating in water, her children too. They are masses, starry, heaving, trembling in water. Dark water, sky water, like blood. Water, water. Beneath earth, beneath sky, water. Cry sour. Fire, fire. Death fire, cold fire, life fire, hot. A torch burning. Of course it burns. It knows nothing but burning, the fire, fire and the oil. Her children too burn, masses, starry, heaving, trembling in waiting. In burning for life, for freedom. Fire needs air to live. And this poem is called Refuse. It is dedicated to my good friend Samira, who unfortunately cannot be here tonight because she's on the other side of the country. Alright, so, Refuse. A scroll appears, unfurling down the cavern wall. Golden characters emblazon the page, and at the top center, an owl with wings outspread. The Gorgon may, Medusa reads, pick any one of the following destinies to live. She need only sign her name by her selection. A quill appears in mid-air. 1. The Gorgon becomes human again, but only because the prince kisses her. This choice involves a detailed lovers torn asunder story between the Gorgon and Perseus. 2. The Gorgon becomes human again, but only after performing a hero's labors for him. This choice involves the Gorgon piously slaving. 3. The Gorgon becomes human again, but only to discover that the intense beauty she repossesses turns people to stone as easily as her former intense ugliness. This choice involves the Gorgon's distraught suicide. Medusa considers all 3 choices carefully, then collects the pen. Her snakes, sensing her heart racing, start to twist excitedly. She scribes 4. You have lost the game. Thank you.